Okay, so here's a video on how to recover from a bike ride. So I'm going to demonstrate for you what we're going to do, and then I'll talk you through why we're doing it. So you're just going to lay on your back with your feet up on the wall, and then we're going to breathe slowly through our nose, and we're going to be rounding and arching and like rotating our hips while we do it. So essentially, I'm just laying here, and I'm going to inhale, and I'm going to arch my back a little bit, and I'm tilting my pelvis forward some like this, and I'm making my belly and my chest bigger as I inhale. And then as I exhale, I round, I'm tilting my pelvis back, and my back is now flat on the ground as I exhale. And so you inhale, arch, exhale, round. Again, inhale, arch. And all this is getting bigger. I'm pressing my diaphragm. My diaphragm is going down into my abdomen as I inhale, and then as I exhale, I arch around my back, diaphragm comes up. So just keep doing that. And as we're doing that gently, we can talk about the state that a bike ride puts us in and why. Right? So if we think about an activated state where we're performing, that's our sympathetic nervous system state, and that's really important for our survival. It's important for us to be taking action, to be alert, to be making good decisions. And when we're riding on the road, obviously we want to be making good decisions. So whether we're riding alone and just trying to not get hit by a car, or if we're riding with a group of people and we're trying to stay with the group and we're trying to anticipate, when's it going to get fast and when's it going to slow down. When we're riding outside, we are on high alert. So that's one reason why we are in this sympathetic nervous system high drive state. The other is that any physical activity that we're doing where we're pushing ourselves above just a really easy effort. So that would be like climbing any hill or chasing your training partner down, doing intervals, whatever. When we're working hard, our body's going to go into that sympathetic nervous system drive state. And the whole idea of training isn't just to train, but we want to be recovering from training as well. And typically when we think about recovering, we think about sleeping, we think about eating, that kind of thing. But really the main thing that we want is to recover our whole system back into the nervous system state of rest and digest. So even if you're trying to sleep or you're trying to eat, if you want your body to be able to do that well, to bring yourself down out of that sympathetic nervous system state and into what we call a parasympathetic nervous system state, that's your rest and digest state. When you're in that state, now your body is prepped and primed and able to recover at a better rate, or its recoverability is better when we're in this rest and digest state. And there are steps that we can actively take to bring ourselves down. And so the idea being that when we understand what types of things put us in the sympathetic high drive alert state and what things put us in our rest and digest state, then we can bring our awareness to those things and then practice every day bouncing back and forth. So I went for this bike ride, I stayed alive, I climbed some hills, I worked sort of hard at times, and then now I want to recover from that. And so I'm laying here on the ground with my feet up on a wall, and I'm rounding and arching. And because I've been talking to you, I haven't been breathing through my nose, but normally, if I'm not talking to you, I would just be quietly breathing in and out my nose. So it would be inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose, and I'm coordinating that with this rounding and arching motion that I'm doing with my pelvis, which is also a very relaxing thing to do. And so if you just did this with me for 5 minutes or so, or however long we've been going, your body is now more likely able to digest the food that you eat, the recovery shake that you drink. You're more likely to be able to fall asleep tonight when it's time to do that. But all through the day, you'll recover better because you've brought yourself down. So just become aware of that. Sympathetic state, parasympathetic state, high drive state, rest and digest state. What are the things that you can do to bring yourself up and then also to bring yourself down? And that gives you superpowers for how you can go about making yourself better.